All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to video 2. Today we're going to talk about a much discussed topic. Not really. My history, my passion, how did I get where I am right now? The journey, some might say, of going through COVID, dropping out of college, getting into crypto, making a shit ton of money, traveling. Let's go. Intro. Okay, so let's start with university. I did 2 years of business administration. Believe it or not, I started during COVID. So when COVID just popped off, it was March 2020. I did my high school exams, which were quite easy because everything was online. And then later on, I started doing university. That started in September, and it honestly sucked. I think throughout the whole year, I only went to school like 4 or 5 times. I didn't meet anyone. I made a bunch of online digital friends, but then again, you don't really see each other during COVID. So that went to shit quite quickly. What happened after that? Second year started. I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't feeling great. It was quite boring. I was just playing games all day. I was barely making my tests and getting grades. So yeah, it was not ideal. Then I got into trading stocks and e-commerce. So a friend of mine did some e-commerce himself, and he approached me saying, "Hey, I know you're into this stuff. I know you've done your research on it. I know you're quite clever. Let's do something together." Bit of a mistake, if I say so myself, after looking back at it, but you learn from it. We did really well. So we grossed out 10K revenue on month 3. That was monthly revenue, so pretty good. We found a product that won. But again, dropshipping is dropshipping, right? E-commerce, it's a shitty niche, shitty industry. If you want to do it, you can probably do it. You can probably make a bunch of money doing it. But it didn't satisfy me. And yeah, after month 4, month 5, I decided to quit because on a day-to-day basis, I was emailing everyone saying, "Hey, I'm sorry your package is delayed. I'm sorry the quality is shit. I'm sorry it's Chinese products," etc., etc. So that was a success and a failure. After that, I got into trading the stock market. That was just day trading. I did a challenge where you can get a funded account. So if you do a certain amount of trades and if you make a certain amount of profits within 2 weeks, they will fund your account. No, I'm still not sure if this was a scam or not, but I did do it and I did succeed. So they provided me with a funded account. The thing is, day trading, it's also a bit of a gamble. With fake money, it's quite easy. Like anyone can make money if you just hold it until it goes up. With real money, there's a lot more strategy to it. It's a lot more tense. You can feel your heartbeat once you're doing it. It's interesting, that's for sure, but it's quite tough. Anyways, so within the first 2 weeks, I made some money off of it. I was up a couple $100. Then week 3, I just tossed it all away. 2 trades is all it took for me to lose capital. So yeah, they got shut down quite quickly. Which led me onto my next thing, crypto. So as you can sort of notice, there's like a pattern, like dropshipping, e-commerce, crypto. These are all very much of a easy money. And yes, that's what I wanted at the moment, just a quick buck. And it worked. I made my money with it. But you don't really add any value. And personally, it didn't. There's more to it than just making money for the sake of making money, if that makes sense. So that happened. Then I got into crypto, and crypto treated me really well. So within the first 6 months, I learned a lot, made a couple grand. Started with around 500 euros, not too much money. Made my first few grands, and yeah, felt really good. Well, you succeed at something, and sure, it's not the best job in the world, trading crypto, but if it makes you money, it is what it is. And then after the first grand, I was like, all right, the next goal, 10 grand. Like, it probably takes me a few months, maybe a year to get there. And that one came quite quickly. So a few months after I made my first grand, I made my first 10 grand. And after that, I was like, all right, well, I'm not happy. I need more. I'm not successful yet. So I need 100 grand. Give it a few more months, I made 100 grand in crypto. And that was crazy, right? On top of the world. You just made a shit ton of money, 19, 20 years old, richer than you'd ever imagine you would be. And what did it take? Just a few months of crypto trading. But then again, you start to realize, okay, 100 grand is fun. What's next? And then eventually there's no end to it. So what I realized quite quickly after 1 or 2 years of trading is that if money is your end goal, you'll never be happy or succeed or anything. Especially in crypto, because you can't really scale it up. You can't really call it success. You don't help anyone when you're doing it. You don't add anything to society. So that was a tough one. I made a bunch of money, made 140 grand on that. And then even when you're so rich, it's like, oh, what's the next goal? 200 grand, 500 grand, a million. So that happened. The realization came in. On top of that, I also started losing money. So that's the point where Bitcoin was at its all-time high back in 2021. From there, it just went down. I bought the dip quite heavily, then it went down more, bought it more, etc., etc. Where at one point I lost 100 grand in 2 months, which was quite extreme. And then on top of that, we also went on a little holiday, came back, opened up my wallet, and it got hacked. So I lost another 27 grand with that. And then you're back at zero. You just went from the richest man alive to from on top of the world, from you know everything, I'm the smartest guy my age, life's good, let me buy some Rolexes, to oh shit, here we go again. Which was fascinating, definitely a learning experience. And then I still had some money left from it, so with that money that I did have left, I started traveling, and I traveled to quite a few places. So I picked up a camera quite quickly as well. That's the camera I'm filming on right now, a Lumix GH6 Beauty. But yeah, started traveling. So I did some solo traveling. I went to most of the Balkans. I did South America. I did a bunch of Asia. I've already traveled a lot with my family before that, so I already know quite a few spots and places and countries. So I wasn't strange to traveling by myself. It was quite easy. And if you want to solo travel, you should 100% do it. It is the best thing in the world. So yeah, started traveling, picked up a camera, did some videography work, some social media work, did some travel videography. So I went to local restaurants and bars, shot videos for them, got paid a little bit. Met a bunch of influencers that showed me the influencer side of the creative world, which is an interesting side. It's all very much fake it till you make it. And even if you make it, no one really makes it. That's the people that are flexing their Lamborghinis or private jets or their nice cars and nice apartments. It's not real. It might be real for a few months. It might be a rental. And even if it's real, you gotta believe me, they're miserable. Like, they're not happy people. So that's another realization. Okay, so content creation is not it. Influencer lifestyle, it's not really it. Doesn't really suit with what I'm doing right now, I guess, the personal branding stuff. But this one is with a different purpose than just making money. So that happened. A few years passed, and then I went back home, ran out of money, sort of. Started a videography agency with my friend from Amsterdam, which was also doing quite well, where we hit 10K revenue in January, I think, this year. But then again, it didn't really satisfy me either, because I love traveling, and when you're forced to be on location and shoot videos for companies and events, it's fun, but it doesn't allow me to travel, so I had to quit that. So yeah, a bunch of stuff happened. Did good, learned a lot, and now we're here. So during this time, I've learned a lot. Like during traveling, you meet so many people. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own knowledge, and if you know a little bit how to talk to people, the knowledge comes out quite quickly, and you learn a lot from it, from them. So I've learned a lot about marketing as well during these years of traveling, and then I really like marketing. I love the psychology of it. So being able to read people, read what they need, what they want, and then actually sell it. Doesn't matter what it is, just anything. So I think it's fun. I think I enjoy it. Still lacking a bit of vision. So right now it is very much focused on making money for myself, making money for the sake of making money. But I'm not too excited by the money part. I just enjoy success, and I would love to have my own company where at one point we've got a couple of clients, everyone's happy, that we're making good money for them, we're making good money ourselves. So that's what we're doing right now. And then marketing is very broad, so there's a lot to say about marketing. What I'm doing right now is still very broad as well. I've got my first client, and for them I'm doing a bunch of stuff. It's called all-bound marketing. So you've got inbound marketing, which is demand generation. That's a lot of content, that's a lot of branding, that's a lot of assets. And then there's outbound part, which is sending out cold emails, LinkedIn DMs, stuff like that. And if you combine those together with go-to-market engineering, which is another subject I'll touch on later on in another video, it creates a sort of perfect triangle, where at one point you've got outbound, you've got inbound, and then you've got a sort of signal engine with the go-to-market. Combine these three, it's a killer offer, and a lot of businesses can make a shit ton of money with it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I've got my first client, doing a bunch of that stuff for them. I still need to niche down. And it's been a lot, you know? It's been a lot. And then to add to this, because it was all very much work related, I also got a kidney disease, which very much impacted my life. So I don't want to get too deep here, and I don't want to make this about me and my kidney disease. But after COVID, I got the vaccine, and then things went pretty bad. Had to go to hospital. And then they're like, oh, yeah, it might be this, it might be that. They didn't really know what it was. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Then 1 month later, again, I had to get hospitalized. And once again, the doctor didn't know what it was, no idea. So just keep doing what you're doing. It'll pass, give it a few more weeks. A few more months pass, again, hospitalized. And at that point, they were like, oh shit, maybe there is something happening here. So they did some tests, and then they figured out it was a kidney disease, which is interesting, right? You would assume that doctors know what they're doing, but I guess some don't. So yeah, a bit of pain in the ass, kidney disease, and it kind of puts it makes you think about it, you know? It's classic and it's cringe, I don't know, but you gotta make the most of it, of what you do have and the time that you do have. So, and I also put a bit of a rush on things. Like, I'm not gonna die, don't get me wrong. I'm still doing very good. My kidneys are healthy, I'm healthy. But it does put your life in perspective. And yeah, it makes you realize that you gotta make the most of it. And it also convinced me to drop out of college, make a bunch of money because I wanted to travel, start my own businesses. So yeah, that happened, and that got me where I am today. So that's 15 minutes of my story, which is insane. Anyways, what you can take from this is money might seem like an end goal, but it's definitely not. It's an extra. Yes, money is super important. If you don't have any money, you need it. It's the first goal, 100%, to get food, to get a house over your head. But once you're at that point where you're able to live comfortably with the money that you are earning, then there's more to it, and you start seeing that, in my opinion. Once again, I don't want to be the guru here, but that's what I've learned. And yeah, go after your passions, go what you like doing. Do fun stuff, if that makes sense. So, that's me. Background on me. I hope you've watched my last video, introduction. That was pretty shit. I'll watch it back and... Oh wait, I'll give you a little... Here's what Claude told me about it. Okay, so let me zoom in on this. Honest feedback. What works? Genuine self-aware. What needs more attention? The video doesn't match your strategy document at all. Yeah, I mean, you can read the rest of it, but it's pretty funny. So, sorry, Claude, I failed on that part, and I'll probably fail on this one again. But, now you know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. And I'll see you in the next video. Maybe next week. Maybe even this week, because I am enjoying this quite a bit. It's good fun, videoing yourself. Maybe a little selfish. It's all about me. Yeah, that's part of it. All right, well, see you guys. Bye-bye.